So, LeBron James is the GOAT of extremes. Okay, reactors, welcome back to the channel, the Nuclear Reactor, the reaction channel where all the reactions go nuclear. Before we get started, if y'all a sports fan, hoops fan, go over to my second channel, Ring Culture. The link will be in the description. Y'all will love that channel and the discussions over there. Join in with us all. Back over here playing the Nuclear Reactor. Y'all know I believe every action deserves a reaction. And over here, Nuclear Reactor, well, we are very reactionary. Today we're going to be getting to a video by Basketball Universe, which is a great channel that y'all need to go check out if y'all haven't seen it yet. It's called LeBron James is the GOAT of extremes. This should be extremely entertaining. Without further ado, we're going to get into this video. But, before we do that, like and comment down below. Help me get in the algorithm. Share my videos. Help me grow this community. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so y'all can be notified for every time I upload. Now let's make an upload now, shall we?
Basketball Universe is conceded that LeBron James is a GOAT.
Right.
But not in the way that you think. I've watched LeBron play for his entire career. I must admit, he has amazed me every step of the way. Sometimes in a good way, other times in a bad way. I have never seen a player who can perform at such a high level that you wonder for a second if this could be the greatest of all time.
I've never wondered for a second if LeBron was the greatest of all time. LeBron literally never entered the GOAT conversation for me. Let me explain. When LeBron first came in the league, he was great. He played great offense and great defense. So he was definitely on the rise. But there are many players throughout the 75 years who would show flashes of great offense and great defense at the beginning of their career. So he was coming in doing what you usually do. This is before you can fall to the trap of being jaded. His first stint with Cleveland, to me, was the most pure stint of his career, because he honestly did play great defense back then. He played great defense. He played great offense. He played basketball the right way. In 2007, he choked in that finals, and I still thought the next year he was still playing great basketball. But subsequently enough, he kept choking in different series, and I think that's when it ended. When he decided in his mind that he was not going to be able, he didn't have this kind of heart to be able to get over the hump to actually win a championship, even though he did it in a magnificent job of leading his team to the finals in 2007. Then when he left and went to Miami, you know, that's when all the antics as far as stat padding and valuing, really getting a bunch of stats over championships. That's not to say that he wasn't trying to get championships. He was creating super teams to try to get championships. But LeBron doesn't have that kind of heart to really lead a team to a championship, which is why he had to get two other of the best players in the league to play with him. So by the time LeBron went to Miami, he was still, you know, good, but he was out of the GOAT conversation for me from watching him choke, you know, in Cleveland. And when he melted down big time, like the huge meltdown against Dallas, it was over. He was never getting back in the GOAT conversation for me. And everything he's done since then has reinforced the fact that LeBron James is a fraud. He's a loser. He's not that guy. The media pushed him as the GOAT, but he ain't even close to being the GOAT. So that's why he never entered the GOAT conversation for me. That's just me, though. It's my opinion.
You wonder for a second if this could be the greatest of all time, but then do something so horrendous that you question everything. We all might disagree on his placement among the all-time greats.
Right.
But one thing we can all agree on is that he is the GOAT of extremes.
You ain't lying,
Let's take a look at the finals. We have seen him lead his team to some impressive victories. In the 2012 finals, some critics believed that the Heat and the Thunder will battle for 6 or 7 games.
Right.
Some even thought the Heat would lose. But thanks to LeBron's impressive all-around play, a team led by Durant, Westbrook, and Harden suffered a gentleman's sweep. In the way the 35-year-old...
That was an impressive finals, 2012. I'll give him props for that. Very impressive.
And Harden suffered a gentleman's sweep. In the way the 35-year-old imposed his will against his former team in the 2020 finals, I must admit, it made this Laker fan very happy. Yeah. But then there's the other side. Have you ever wondered which team suffered the worst finals defeat in league history? If you look at the largest margin of defeat for a final series, this is what you'll find. Number 1 is the 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yep.
The Warriors beat this team by margin of victory of 15 points per game.
2014.
Everyone remembers that series for the J.R. Smith brain fart and LeBron's 51-point performance.
Yep.
But for the rest of the series, it wasn't very close. The numbers say that we've never seen a team lose this badly on the biggest stage. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably yelling at the screen. Well, what did you expect? The Cavaliers had no chance of beating this team with 4 future Hall of Famers. That may be true. So I present the team that is second.
You know what's funny about that? Cats will cry about LeBron getting playing against that super team when he was just getting a taste of his own medicine. He created a super team. Matter of fact, he was coming off of his second super team with Cleveland. So I'm not, cry me a river, bruh. And also, somebody that's a leader like LeBron should have his team ready, but he chooses to pout, barely play defense, sometimes not get back on defense or offense. So come on, bruh. And then he quit after game 1. He quit. He basically was just going through the motion in that series. Go back and look at what people were saying after that series. And then he faked a broken hand because it can't be his fault. He came out in the post-series interview with a blouse on his hand. So come on, bro. Nah. He got a taste of his own medicine. He wanted to cheat to win, so Warriors cheated back.
That may be true. So I present the team that is second on this list. That is the 2014 Miami Heat. The Spurs beat this team by a margin of victory of 14 points per game.
What I tell y'all?
Remember, this is a team that LeBron claimed would do this.
Not 5, not 6, not 7.
Now that I think of it, LeBron is a prophet. He was clearly talking about the number of times he would lose in the finals. There's still time to get lucky number 7. Anyways, this stat should be alarming to those in the LeBron camp. Should the GOAT of the NBA suffer the top 2 worst finals defeats in league history? I mean, the Chicago Bulls of the 90s have 3 appearances in the top 25 for the highest margin of victory.
Wow.
You won't find a LeBron-led team anywhere on the right side of the top 25.
Wow.
Maybe that has something to do with the number of times he has been blown out in the playoffs.
I didn't know that.
Did you know that there are 6 times that his team has lost by more than 30 points in the postseason?
What?
The largest defeat that he...
Bruh, that's crazy. That's embarrassing. That's a crazy stat, bruh. Wow.
30 points in the postseason.
That's crazy.
The largest defeat that he has suffered is 36 points, which happened twice. Once against the Washington Wizards in 2008, and the other was against the Spurs in the 2013 finals. What's interesting is that Michael Jordan has never suffered a 30-point blowout in the playoffs, not even against the Boston Celtics or the Detroit Pistons. His largest defeat was by 26 points, which came against the Cavaliers in 1992. But what about his individual performances? What can we say about that? There is no question that we've seen some remarkable moments from him.
Oh, yeah.
The last 3 games of the 2016 finals are some of the best basketball I've ever witnessed.
Yo, I remember telling my homies in 2016, in like game 4 or 5, something clicked in LeBron. I don't know if y'all remember that series. He was playing terrible at first, and then I don't know what happened. Something clicked, and he played some of the best basketball I've ever seen in my life. He was calm. He was not choking, and that's one of his best finals performances, simply based on from it was either game 5 on the 7 or 4 on the 7, maybe game 5. So yeah, I've always said that was the only time I really ever seen a killer instinct in him. It may be 2012. But yeah, he get props for this impressive comeback. The Warriors wasn't the greatest team ever. That team was vulnerable. It wasn't a super team, but he took them to school in that series from like game 4 or 5 on. Let me know which game, because it was apparent that something clicked. So y'all should know better than I do. My memory's faulty sometimes, but yeah.
Best basketball I've ever witnessed. Averaging a 30-point triple-double in the 2017 finals is something that still amazes me. And he was ultra clutch in Game 7 of the 2013 finals. He certainly had his share of iconic moments. But with this player, you've got to tell the other side of the story.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps telling me this is one of the greatest scorers of all time, and they always point to his high efficiency. While we can't deny his scoring greatness, what has always puzzled me are the atrocious shooting games that he's had in the finals. There was not one, but 2 final series where he shot under 40%.
Wow.
In 2007, he shot 35.6%, which was 12% lower than what he averaged in the regular season. In 2015, he averaged 39.8%, which was 9% worse than what he averaged in the regular season. How many top 75 players have been accused of shooting this poorly in the biggest stage multiple times? This is where the greatest players are expected to perform at the highest level. Here are the players since 1960. We start with the pre-merger. As you can see, it happened fairly often. The 60s were not known for their efficiency. But let's switch over to the modern NBA. It's officially only 2 players, but I wanted to add Jason Tatum just to make a point. For context, I firmly believe that Kobe playing through a sprained ankle to point.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
For
terrible,
context,
though.
I firmly believe
That 2004 series that Kobe shot bad in, he melted down in that series. We all know it. We watched it. He was forcing shots. Tajon Prince was locking him up. That is one of the black marks on Kobe's career, because it was apparent that he was trying to get MVP or win that series by himself, and he played absolutely putrid in 2004. I mean, it just is what it is. I love Kobe though, but
Tatum just to make a point. For context, I firmly believe that Kobe playing through a sprained ankle in Game 4 and the effects of that played a big part in his low efficiency. He shot under 30% for both Games 5 and 6, which impacted his average for the series. Regardless, you don't see any other NBA great on that list. Michael Jordan has never shot under 40% in the finals, not even in 1996. For some apparent reason, he gets crucified for his low efficiency, but it was never like what LeBron did. In fact, only he and Patrick Ewing have had more than 100 misses per final series since the merger. Shouldn't those examples impact the way we view him as a playoff performer? Part of the reason why LeBron is such an efficient scorer is his size, strength, and speed. He has a physical advantage over every defender. He's 6'9", 250 pounds.
that is nice.
He's someone who can bully his opponent whenever he wants. Once he gets his shoulder by you, there's nothing you can do to stop him from shattering the backboard. He can physically impose teams on both ends of the floor. But even with all that strength, he has made the curious decision of constantly making one of basketball's weakest moves, flopping. We're not just talking about drawing an offensive foul to cause a turnover. That motivates your team when you're willing to sacrifice your body. But with LeBron James, it's the theatrics. It's acting like you got shot when you weren't even touched. It's one of the traits that players hate the most. Even LeBron's former coach, Tyronn Lue, says something interesting to ESPN about his feelings about it during his playing days. He said, quote, "I hate that, man. Hate it. I would never want to do it." He must have been dying inside when he saw his star player doing this. It's one of those unwritten rules that you don't do if you're a player of his caliber. But what about all his clutch moments? This guy has had 5 playoff buzzer beaters. That is the most in history. After seeing him make 2 in the 2018 playoffs, I had no choice but to give him his props. He is even tied with Kobe for the most game-winning baskets within the last 30 seconds of a game in the last 25 years. It's hard to make the case that he isn't clutch with that in his resume, but he makes it easier than it should be. There is a reason why this topic continues to be discussed, despite...
That's crazy, because it is harder to make the case that he isn't clutch when he has the most buzzer beaters in playoff history. But when you look at his stats in the clutch, it's an anomaly with LeBron James because he chokes so much in clutch moments. It's weird. LeBron James, I don't know, is weird, bro.
Reason why this topic continues to be discussed, despite the numbers suggesting that he's one of the most clutch players in league history. For starters, we must establish that there are many ways to prove that you're capable of coming up big in pressure moments.
Yep.
We usually think of this when the game is on the line.
Ew,
Others like to use the last 5 minutes of the game. Others want to look at your fourth quarter stats.
Yeah.
And others want to see how you perform when your team desperately needs a victory.
Yes.
Can you deliver?
It's
Not just for a
different
few possessions, but for an entire game.
Time.
There are many angles to this discussion. It would be foolish of me to dismiss all the big moments or games he's had.
Nice
He has
shot.
proven many times that he embraces the pressure. But then there are times when he has proven the exact opposite.
Yep.
It's more than just not having a good shooting game. When the stakes are that high, it's common for a player not to shoot efficiently. You can give that player a pass if they gave it their all on the court. But when you're not having a good game and you're being passive, that's when we have a problem.
Yep.
The lack of aggressiveness that he displayed in Game 5 of the 2010 semifinals against the Celtics, Game 4 of the 2011 finals against the Mavericks,
Yep.
and Game 6 of the 2021 first-round series against the Suns.
It wasn't just Game 6. He quit the last 2.5 games of that series. When Anthony Davis got hurt, the way he played changed completely. He straight up quit, and we all watched it. It's insane. He's quit so many times. It's embarrassing, man.
Game 6 of the 2021 first-round series against the Suns are the biggest examples. No matter how many buzzer beaters you make, you cannot erase those moments.
No.
So when you hear former players say that they wouldn't trust LeBron with the game on the line, don't dismiss them for being ignorant. They know the numbers. But if you're the ultimate competitor, those moments will always be at the back of your mind. Will this be the day that he doesn't feel like giving it his all?
Yeah.
It's harder to forgive that than someone shooting 30% from the field, but he played his heart out. We must admit that he doesn't always leave that impression.
No.
But the two extremes of LeBron James have really been showcased over the past 5 years. Whenever he does something athletic, his fans in the media go crazy over how someone his age is still playing at that level.
Yeah.
In the 2024-25 season,
His fans go to both extremes right now, and it's both because of his age. When he does something good, he's 40 and doing this. When he does something choky or bad, he's 40. What do you expect?
in the 2024-25 season, he was voted 6th in the MVP polls. That means he continues to be in the discussion for being a top 5 player in the game. He seems to fool everyone with how great his numbers look in the regular season. Despite receiving those accolades, he has only gone past the first round once in the past 5 seasons.
Damn.
Let's not forget that he missed the playoffs in the 2021-22 season.
It would have been 2 more
Shouldn't
seasons.
that large sample size automatically disqualify that player for being among the top 5 players in the league? It applies to everyone but him, apparently.
Yep.
This all plays a big part in why LeBron is such a polarizing figure. You'll always hear one side debating passionately all the amazing things he's done, and there'll always be the other side pointing out some of the major failures he's had. Because when it comes to LeBron James, for every great thing he's done, he does something else that leaves you shaking your head. Which side of the coin are you on? How much weight should we put on his failures? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that was a great video, and I like the way this video went down the middle of the two extremes of LeBron. That video is appropriately named because yes, LeBron has these stats that will make him look clutch. He has these performance stats that will make him look like he's doing everything. But then on the other side of that, he'll have these stats that make him look awful, not clutch at all. And then he'll have these performance stats that will make him look awful. The problem with LeBron, which this guy touched on a little bit, is you can tell when he's choking. He's not aggressive. He's giving the ball up. He's not getting back on defense. Those are the things that's wrong with LeBron. And when you matter of fact, there's a video on here. It's like 10 minutes long. Maybe 15, I can't remember, of him hitting clutch shots. And then there's another long video on here of LeBron missing clutch shots. You know what I'm saying? Because we all watch LeBron. When LeBron is choking, it's very apparent because he's barely looking for his shot. He's turned the ball over a lot. This has happened way too many times. I would say this happened more times than him hitting clutch shots. He's barely playing defense. When you couple that with the fact that he's built so many super teams, that should tell you something about what he thinks about his own ability in the clutch. That he has to get two of the top players in the league to play with him. Why would he need to do that if he's confident in his clutch ability? He would be like every other player and get one other top player in the league with him, because the big three back in the day was two number one caliber players in their prime and an above average third option. That's not what happened with LeBron. He decided to go out to different franchises and get their number one caliber player who are already top players in the league, franchise players, to get them to play with him. And it was them conspiring to do it. That type of thing, with that last caveat, them conspiring, had never happened before, which birthed the name Super Teams. It was more of their willingness to all come together, and then it started the Super Team era. So yes, LeBron James showed us what he felt about his clutch performance when he started building super teams. It just reinforced what we saw him doing in clutch times a lot of time when he was melting down, quitting and stuff like that. He's a very hard player to rank in history for me, but since I've watched his whole career, that's why I have LeBron number 10, and I really don't want him in my top 10 because I think LeBron is a fraud. He's one of the biggest frauds in NBA history. He is a great player, but he's overrated. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down below. And if y'all want to see more of me discussing some of LeBron antics, I do it often on my other page, Ring Culture. I'm going to post one of my videos from Ring Culture at the end of this called LeBron Excuses, where I tackle some of the rebuttals that my homies made to me about one of my Ring Culture videos. But anyway, my reactors, that is the video for today. As always, the pleasure, all mine. Reaction, well, that belongs to y'all. I love y'all. Peace.